G'day and welcome to another big edition of the Ballarat FNL League Senior Footy Show. Thanks to our friends at McDonald's, great supporters of us throughout the region. Joined by Tara Murray from the Star Weekly. Thanks for jumping on board.
Thanks for having me.
We've got one round to go. The top six is done and dusted. North Ballarat City had the bye after a nice solid winning streak to close out the season, and they're awaiting their finals opponent for next week. But it's still a long way to be decided because we've got a great top six that all positions, other than one, can still fluctuate.
Exactly. East Point's already sealed up that top spot, but you've got not much between second and sixth. So we saw last week Darley went from second to fifth with one loss. So you need to be on your best trying to get the win. And you've looking at that, you've sort of you've got two matches, which you've got top six sides all win those matches.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. Let's talk about the game that probably, as a footy fan, was hoping that this would be the match to determine who would make the finals, but it's not to be. It is the Sunbury Lions, who have only dropped one game this year at home, and that was their last game. That was the back smash, take on Lake Windaree, who booked their final spot last week. It
is. Look, obviously, for Sunbury Lions, it's been a disappointing year, as we said earlier in this week. First time that they haven't played finals in the Ballarat Football League. They started really, really well, and then they're sort of fallen away come the late part of the season. So it's been pretty disappointing for the Lions. They've sort of struggled a little bit. We didn't know how they would go when they lost a number of key players in the off-season, and they probably didn't quite have the depth they've had in previous years. Where you've got Lakers, who started the season slowly and have finished really well. So contrasting seasons for these two sides, and in the end Lakers will play finals, and they've hit some really, really good form against the Lions, who have struggled, who we've seen in recent weeks have lost matches quite convincingly to Melton, Darley and Bacchus Marsh.
Who wins this one?
I think Lakers do.
Yeah, I'm a little bit on the fence this one because I know Sunbury do have a pretty solid record, but I don't know whether that confidence has sort of been deflated from them now, that they're preparing for next year, and that's where I'm confused at. If they can still be competitive, then I think they're a chance at home because they're a better side at home, but I don't know. Probably Lakers just.
Well, I say Lakers. Obviously, I've seen two of their last three games, and the Lions have been pretty disappointing, so it would be hard for me to tip them on those two performances alone. Yep.
Oh, spot on. Now, a blockbuster game. Finals has certainly come early, just like Christmas, because we have got a feast of footy coming your way. Darley and East Point, a game that will be broadcast live on 98.5 FM, which is going to be fantastic. Thanks for their support. The Devils coming off a big loss. The Kangaroos coming off a big win. How does this one play out?
Well, the Devils have got everything to play for. Kangaroos don't, so it'll be interesting whether the Kangaroos go full pelt with this game, because they probably don't want to come out with any injuries. They want to keep their best side, so whether they go in at full strength, that's something that we'll sort of see come selection time, where the Devils have got everything on the line. They currently sit fifth. So at the start of the season, I don't think we would have seen them sitting that low on the ladder. I think most people had them in their top 2 or 3. So for them, they need the win to obviously push back up. With Bacchus Marsh and Melton playing each other, there's the opportunity to at least rise one position, and I'm not sure what their percentage is compared to North Ballarat, who had the bye. So if that comes down to percentage, they could move up a couple of positions. So it's a big match for the Devils.
Darley at home, are they a chance?
Look, I think the Devils are definitely a chance. We've seen, obviously, East Point is the standout team of the competition, but Darley on their day can knock off anyone, and we've seen some really brilliant performances from them in the second half of the season. They just need to produce another one.
I think it would just be, as good as Darley are, I just think it'd be hard to doubt East Point because they have given us so many reasons to get behind them this year, and I think to get a big win over Darley at Darley Park, I think would be magnificent for their confidence, regardless of what's on the line for them or whatnot. I think mentally that's a great step for them.
Yeah, look, it definitely is.
They could end up playing there come finals too.
Oh yeah, and that's the interesting fact. Darley Park is the one ground where they're this side of the eastern side that there is finals. So whether or not they play there, I'm not sure. I think it sort of depends on where the highest eastern ranked team is. And at the moment, you've got Bacchus Marsh, so it's quite easily you could have Bacchus Marsh versus East Point at Darley come finals time. And if not, look, you've still got up in Ballarat. They've got a lot of confidence up there, so it'll be quite an interesting final round match.
So we're both East Point for this one.
I said Darley.
Darley. Well, I'm an East Point. There we go. Goes to show I'm listening with ears. And we've got Bacchus Marsh and Melton live on 97.9 FM. I cannot wait to go out and check this one out because I think this will be a nice little entree to the finals.
It is. It's quite interesting. And for Melton, Bacchus Marsh is the only team that's really smacked them this year. And I was speaking with Aaron Timms last week, and he was he wants the win. He wants the win and to take some good form into finals. Obviously, I think they've won 6 or 7 in a row.
Yep.
If they can get the scalp back as much, that gives them a lot of confidence as well going into finals. They have played some really, really good football, but it's about playing the football against those really top 2-3 sides. And where you've got Bacchus Marsh, they've got a top 2 spot on the line. So there's a lot on the line for both of these teams come this match. I think Cobras will be a little bit too strong. Their experience will show through, but I think this will be a cracker.
I'm gonna support Melton on this one here. They're going in with a bit of momentum. Bacchus Marsh, they will attest to it as well. They've probably played one good game in about 2 months, and that was when they beat Sunbury Lions a few weeks ago. I know that when they beat Sebas, it was great for them, but that was part of the bigger picture. And I think Melton going with a bit of form. As a neutral footy fan, I'd like to see them get up because I want to see what that does to the ladder. I want to see Melton go with a little bit of confidence. I want to see more teams being able to give this premiership flag a nice rattle. Bless you.
Bless you. And obviously, if Melton get this, Melton, I think, could finish above Bacchus Marsh on the ladder. If not above, equal on points, I think it is. So if you had said at the start of the year, there's a possibility Melton will finish ahead of Bacchus Marsh and Darley. I don't think many people would have predicted that.
Not at all, especially a team that did finish, I think they finished 8th last year, the Bloods, and it was a disappointing run home for them last year. They've turned it around, and they've got some wins on the board. We'll go through these last few ones. We got Redan and Ballarat.
Look, obviously 2 of your lower sides playing for pride, and that's what this one is, playing for pride. Obviously Redan, I think, you've still got the battle for that wooden spoon as well, so I think they're 1 game ahead of Melton South, but there's not much difference in percentage-wise. So for them, they'll be wanting to get the win to make sure they don't get that wooden spoon, and Ballarat will be just looking to finish the season on a high.
Who wins this one?
I think Ballarat.
Yeah. I think Redan, they have been one of the better sides in the bottom half of the ladder for longer periods of time, just haven't been able to go all the way. So they've been one of my favourite sides to watch this year, and I look forward to seeing them finishing on the year on a high that they deserve to. And that's Ballarat have been exceptional as well, a terrific club down there at Alfredton. Melton South and Sebastopol. Can Melton South finish off the year with a win after a disappointing year?
Look, I think Sebastopol will be too good. We're sort of seeing what they can do. It's whether there's a letdown from not making finals, that they know they've got nothing to play for. Where you've got Melton South still had that possibility of moving up the ladder, and they don't want to beat the wooden spoon. They've been down there for a number of years, and they had from the first to last mantra last year. It didn't work, and now they're back down the bottom again. So for them, they'll be looking to get that second win. They've been a little bit inconsistent. They've had periods of game, but they haven't been able to play the 4 quarters together, which they've needed to get that second win.
I think Sebas will look to finish the year on a high and give themselves a nice little platform to build on for 2019. Tara, thanks so much for jumping on board this week, and with finals not approaching, there is no doubt we'll get you on board at some stage and to get your expertise as we build up to the finals.
Thanks for having me.